Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or whatever time zone it is, wherever you in the world, it is your Lord Xavier, and we've got another live Bloodlines 2 reaction trailer reaction for you today, and that is Clan Ventrue, or Ventrue if you're somewhat of a normie. Now it's quite interesting actually that the Chinese Room and or Paradox and or White Wolf Publishing thought it was a great idea to start with the money-grabbing Ventrue, given the previous trailer that we reacted to, where most of the focus is on the actual fact that they were charging an absolute fortune to play some of the core clans in their Vampire the Masquerade AAA game, the Toreador and the more elusive La Sombra. And we had a look at that trailer, as I said, what I did and didn't like about it, and we also had a look at a separate video about the Fabian gameplay trailer, and I use gameplay like this. There wasn't really any gameplay, but hopefully the trailer here for the Ventrue clan is going to help us find out a bit more about how the game actually plays, because all the way through these reactions we've seen a very action-focused sort of gameplay style, and the Ventrue are not usually associated with action. So if you're interested in a bit of Vampire the Masquerade lore, as well as like a general trailer breakdown, I'd stick around for this because I can offer a perspective that a lot of like gamer reactions can't. Not to toot my own hoot, but I am a Vampire the Masquerade lore expert, and I think I know what I'm talking about when I start waffling away about the ins and outs of the clan. And to that end, we're also going to be having a look about what Paradox have put about the Ventrue on like the Bloodlines 2 page on their website. So without further ado, I think we've got to put on the cans and find out exactly what is going on with Clan Ventrue.
Ventrue. I should have known it.
You really ain't no thin blood, are you?
Okay, we've got a bit of a character customization from the get-go. I mean, we've known this, but for some reason a lot of people don't seem to know that you can't customize your character and alter the perceived gender, female or male, or female presenting or male presenting, if you want to make your iteration of fire non-binary or genderless or gender fluid or whatever floats your goat. I don't think the Chinese Room would offer those options, because that would be far too based for them, honestly.
As one of the clan of kings, your prince would be displeased to hear it.
Okay, a little bit of that beautifully wooden / robotic animations there. Yes, the Ventrue are the clan of kings in Vampire the Masquerade lore. They're the ones that usually take up the role of prince in a city or domain. They are most associated with the Camarilla, the Ivory Tower, which, to break it down very basically for you, is the vampire government. If the whole masquerade element of Vampire the Masquerade comes from them. And we've got this little pop-up here by the Glacier. I'm assuming it's like some sort of like fancy noir nightclub, because it's got a whole like neo-noir aesthetic going on. Playable clan Ventrue, the clan of kings, blue bloods, tyrants, hence the whole fucking blue motif we've got within the first few seconds. Clan affinities, dominate and presence. And these symbols are not unique to Bloodlines. They've actually been a staple of Vampire the Masquerade for quite some time, but they're used a lot more within the 5th edition setting of Vampire the Masquerade, which makes the whole playing as an elder thing, I think, rather baffling with how combat focused that it is, but I've already waffled about that before. And I think it's interesting that we've got like the V5 Unk, or the Camarilla Unk, or rather an iteration of it, because the bits going down aren't as straight, at least from memory anyway. So it seems that the Ventrue is going to be using more dominate and presence, because they have a third discipline, fortitude, which is more of enduring hits a lot more, which I think would have been far more appropriate in a combat-focused game. So anyway, let's just see what's going to happen next.
Severe blood have held this city for 100 years or more.
I am Fletcher.
Ventrue Primogen Fletcher, we've got the clan logo there, it's all sepia tone. Now, I don't know if this is an effect that they're using for the trailer, because we did see with some of the Fabian sequences that it's about him finding out who murdered him, and he's a bit of a detective noir thing, very cheesy, a little cringe in places, and some of that perspective was shown through a sepia tone lens, so it's a bit difficult to tell that, really.
And I have 2 rules. No sneakers, and if you must rip someone to pieces, do it outside. These are...
That is not great advice from a Primogen. Again, upholding the Masquerade. I think the Ventrue of all people would want to uphold that Masquerade a bit more. But then again, if they're not a great representative of the Camarilla, they may be a bit loosey-goosey with things. But yeah, just a little criticism here and there, and I know that we've only 22 seconds into this trailer, but that's why you're here. You're here to learn about the lore, to understand about the world of darkness a bit more, via your Lord and Saviour.
original floorboards, you understand?
Actually, I'm going to go back a little bit because it just occurred to me we've changed perspective. Yeah, this is like a 90s, 20s perspective because like the sort of like, not flapper dress because they're not all like the headdresses and whatnot, but the scenario and what changes.
And if you must rip someone to pieces, do it outside.
Yeah, the whole thing updates itself. Okay, so that was showing us from the two perspectives of Fabian and Fire.
These are original floorboards, you understand?
I do hope you get on with the prince.
I'm looking into the alchemy trade.
That was a very stupid thing to say. The case is closed.
Please don't be one of those rich.
Ooh, sounds a bit suspicious. Although I have to say that's not the most flattering of looks.
To say.
Like that just looks a bit fucking cheesy. And if I was to associate that with any clan with like the hypnotic eyes shit, I would have thought that would have been with the followers of Set or the Ministry. But I've done a whole lore dive on them, so go and check that in a corner somewhere.
The case is closed.
Please don't be one of those rich psychos.
You look like a real shithead.
Okay, got a lot of customizations for all the different clans. We got Ventrue at the top, we got the Tremere, Banu, Hakim and Brujar, different styles reflecting the different clans. And if you just notice what the previous two comments from those NPCs, like, please don't be one of those rich dickheads, you look like such and such. We know with Bloodlines 2, this character's going to be interacting in a different way depending on how you dress, which I think is a bit surface level weird. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I think there are more subtle ways that you could influence like the world interacting with each other. So let's go back a little bit so you can hear what I was referring to.
Please don't be one of those rich psychos.
You look like a real shithead.
Yeah, so the little punk guy, like, look like a real shithead, like, obviously isn't going to like somebody all dressed like whatever the fuck's going on here. And do these all have different descriptions? The herald, the considered courtesy of the true political adept, masking the iron of the centuries of survival. Oh, it does, if I just go back a couple of frames.
Real shit.
Yeah, it does. We got the Prince, strength and power clothing, a panther grace, and an aura of command that could fill a mile away. So all of these have got different descriptions, which is a nice touch, completely unnecessary. They had earned the arrogant stance through the years of divisive victory, leaving the corpses in their wake. I don't think that these mean that you are of that stance, like if you wear that clothes you become the Prince, or you gain that upon becoming the Prince. I think they're just the different names for things. It's a nice little touch. Different hairstyles as well, because we had a load of people complaining about, oh, you can't customise the look of Fire. Well, in fairness, you can't, but you can give them fun hairstyles and do a bit of dress up that way, like it's a fucking WWE 2K character customization shit. Actually, that's not fair, because you actually get more customization from that.
Want to...
All shades as well, which is rather nice, as a glasses wear myself. We've got some eye makeup shit going on. That one right there looks a little bit like, gives me Jeanette Vorman vibes.
Get into business.
But they do look nice, I have to say, and the eyes as well. All very spooky eye shit down there. Not that I think that these wouldn't break the Masquerade at all, but then again, I've seen people with weird fucking contacts like this, so... Heck, I went to college with a couple of people like that, so... These look nice. What do these symbols mean, I wonder? All up and down the neck and whatever. Curious and curious, so...
Want to get into business together? Sexy business?
I suppose.
Oh, a bit spicy romance stuff. A bit cheesy dialogue, I have to say. I hope that if it does keep up with the cheesy dialogue, that they really lean into it rather than little snippets here and there. Because as great as the writings for Bloodlines is, it does lean heavily into that element. I'm hoping that's what it's doing here, but I don't know. If somebody had gave me that chat up line and I didn't know them, I'd just walk away. Hello, Future Lore here. I did not explain that very well. Bloodlines 2 is going for a very serious modern vampire look, like something you would see with practically every single bit of vampire fiction or every single bit of vampire film media. They're all ruling government, all very nice, suave, neon lights, all that rest of that stuff. That's kind of the vibe that they're going through with here. Bloodlines sort of leant a lot more into the more grungy, aesthetic of revised edition stuff, but it did very much lean heavily into all those stupid elements that make up the World of Darkness, and the cheesy, cringy dialogue does not go so well when you're trying to present like a super serious iteration of the World of Darkness that's supposed to be modern, high class, sexy, you know, like lines like that. They don't make me hard, mate. Okay, so we've got Lou Graham, who's an actual person within the lore of real Seattle, who's the ex-Prince of Seattle, but still a fairly important figure. And we don't know why Campbell has replaced her, but I'm assuming that as we play the game, we may find out a bit more.
We should talk about Lou. Who stops being a prince?
Ah, okay, so hasn't changed the outfit at all. That looks like Campbell there. So Seneschal to Prince. So he claimed praxis over her. Interesting. So we're probably going to find out a bit more about their relationship as Fabian.
Who stops being a prince and lets someone else take the reins?
Oh, never mind. She just stops. Probably a bit of dominate going on, perhaps? Something else more sinister.
Here in Seattle, I am the Camarilla, and this is a private conversation.
Your child, Rion. Tell me of her.
Young, by our standards, but insightful. Her only flaw is that she is regrettably contemporary.
I remember reading up the bio when we had a look at some of the Camarilla figures, which is going to be in a playlist at the end of the video. I vaguely remember her being a bit more with it than some of the other descriptions, and I thought she was an interesting character. And I hypothesized that maybe you could side with her, like she just slides into a more powerful position. I don't know, this is all just guesswork, of course, but it'd be interesting to see like how you can navigate between these different Camarilla figures.
Does the change unsettle you?
Does the city falling apart in 2 nights unsettle me? I thrive in fast-paced environments.
Yeah, that seems fucking Ventrue to me. Like, she seems a lot more with it and ready for change. Like, in 2 nights, holy shit, that's quite dramatic. That's more intense than the original Bloodlines. Okay, so what we've got here, we've got like an ability tree, settings, game, codex, appearance, map. Oh, right, so we do get a map. When Bloodlines 1 had a more organic way of dealing with the whole map, you actually go to physical maps. Alright, so Flesh and Marble is Fortitude rather than Dominating Presence. Oh, reduced ability cost. Right, that makes sense. Right, so this is the Fortitude tree with an altered symbol. There's a shield, but of course they couldn't just use the original Fortitude symbol. They had to use one of their own making. And sorry for all that white shit over there. There's just too much white going on in the world at the moment. But the sun's out. I can't do much about that. So just up your dosage of copium or invest in some Fortitude.
Take the head off.
Okay, Terminal Decree, command a mortal to kill themselves. Now, in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, this is a level 5 power. When you employ this power, it actually, I can't remember if it gives you a stain or you remove your point of humanity immediately, but it's a pretty costly fucking thing.
Of the snake and what's really left. The
Possession, see through enemy eyes and control them for a period.
body shrivels and its corpse sends a message.
Oh, so you can use guns in Bloodlines 2. It's actually holding guns, but you have to possess a mortal to do that first. That's a lot of fucking effort. Okay, dominate power. This is Cloud Memory. Cause the target to forget you were there. I mean, it's the classic dominate power. And the Clan of Kings, the dominate discipline is often associated with them.
And then scatter, and when they do,
I was not here.
you pick them off at your leisure.
And mass manipulation. Apply Ventrue and effect abilities to all enemies within view. Oh, okay. So the way mass manipulation works within the game is that you employ a dominate power prior to that to a load of people. So this is working as a similar sort of thing. Damn, Terminal Decree and that might be broken.
One by one.
Oh, that's exactly what they did there. But what are those creatures? Like, somebody on Blue Sky hypothesized to me that these fiends might be the work of a Tzimisce. I'm not too sure if they're bringing back the Tzimisce with this as an antagonist. I hope they don't, just because with the first 2 major Vampire the Masquerade video games, Redemption and Bloodlines are the ones that everyone's most aware of. The Tzimisce are the bad guys. But I hypothesized in the previous trailer reaction I did what those are. Curious and curiouser. Is there anything around this tomb here that can give us an idea? And I'm moving my head to see. Not that it's making any difference. There's some like sort of symbols up there for like some sort of crypts. I can't quite make out what they are. They seem like holy insignia sort of thing. I don't know.
By one. Foolish child. Forget. You will not.
Yeah, mass terminal decree right there. Fucking hell.
Contradict me.
Alright, what was that last bit of dialogue?
You will not contradict me.
Okay. That seems to be the end of the trailer. Not gonna get any, like, fucking... Okay, that's the Bloodlines 2 trailer, and I have to say, I know I talked all the way through it and I was, like, interrupting it constantly, but that doesn't feel too bad of a trailer, actually. There was a bit of what made the Ventrue with their dominate power. Wasn't so much a presence, though, I have to say. So maybe they're saving that with the Bruja or the Toreador trailers. But it would have been nice to see some of the presence work here. Yeah, that doesn't seem too bad of a trailer, actually. That actually looked fairly engaging, and it was actually a proper trailer, not any of this fucking 15 times the trailer bollocks, but an actual trailer. Wow. So, yeah. Let's have a look at the comments, and this is the Law by Night YouTube channel I'm streaming this from, so I don't use this account to watch things, so anything questionably sexist and racist that just goes by, it's just YouTube just recommending me any old fucking random shit. It doesn't reflect the person that I am, it's just random ass shit. So let's see what people think about that. Okay, so so that's the exact ratio, 2400 to 368, not bad. Okay, that's just gone up 1 as I was doing that, but whatever. The people seem to be pretty fond of this trailer. Nice to see the pissed off Ventrue NPCs throwing out dominate every 5 minutes, living up to the standards. Yeah, that's fairly accurate of Ventrue behaviour. Although I have to say, just as a little nitpick as a storyteller here, if you're a Ventrue elder that has to use dominate as frequently as they're doing it here, you suck. Like, you really need to go back to elder school, because people should just fear and do what you ask them to do because of who and what you are. Especially if you are the prince or the ex-prince. Clearly, well, I'm assuming that Fire's like poking at some specific questions that we are being gatekeeped behind because we're not allowed to explore that yet, but I'm getting somewhat LaCroix vibes of some of their retaliations, but we'll see what happens. Glad to see a good amount of cosmetic customization. I mean, we've known this for ages, but people are fucking blind. Appreciate the trailer, showed more the characters' personalities, and the actions were clearly divided yet flow each other really well. Good editing on the Power Showcase too. It's just how every clan trailer will look like. I have something to look forward to. Again, I would have liked to see a bit more presence. And what do you know? They finally learned how to do clan trailers. Edit, don't bother defending the previous teasers to me. I won't read it. Valid. Well, unless the other clan trailers undo this one, I'm going to be playing the Ventrue on my first playthrough. Actually, there seems to be some people excited for this. Outside, this is fantastic work. Great trailer. Thank you. Like, little criticism, not an Outstar per se, but like, why is it Outstar's job to be doing these trailers? Because isn't it like somebody at the Chinese room that should be doing this? It's like the entire marketing budget for all things Vampire the Masquerade relegated to Outstar. Bit fucking weird personally, but I just hope it doesn't get too stressful for them, because oh boy do they have a lot of fucking shit to deal with on a day-to-day basis. As someone who didn't like playing Ventrue, I can't wait to play them as Bloodlines 2. Not bad, give us the Sombra and Toreador directly into the main game without a day 1 DLC, and maybe we can start talking. Yes, skimming through this as I've been reading all the praise, there are a few people that are quite rightly pissed off about the whole day 1 DLC thing, which is quite valid, honestly. Did Paradox change the scummy Day 1 DLC paywall thing yet? No, not yet. That being said, we do have an update from their Discord server, and I saw it on a Facebook page as well, that the usual, we've heard you, we've seen you, so they may well do something about it, although I'd be quite surprised. But hey, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm wrong, but they have clearly taken it on board, or heard the fan base being very pissed off about that. Because, yeah, I can understand it's like an optional thing further down the line, and if it was the likes of the La Sombra, Nosferatu, and Malkavian, that would really flip the script upside down about how you'd go about approaching the game, and also with the likes of the Nosferatu, there'll be a whole cosmetic change for you as well, essentially playing as a different version of Fire. But the Toreador... Anyway, that's enough about that sort of shit. I think we should have a go and look on Paradox's site and see what they have to tell us about the Ventrue. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 Clans Ventrue, the Clan of Kings, the Blue Bloods, the Tyrants, Warlords, Patricians, and Bourgeois, or however that fucking word is pronounced. I know there's going to be at least one dickhead that's going to correct me on that. 5th edition leans on like the 5 words of power thing with all the different clans to sum them up. They've always had nicknames, like the Clan of Kings has been one, Blue Bloods is another one. Warlords, I wouldn't agree with per se. I think the rest are Bloodlines 2 specific things, but just something to point out and highlight, I guess. Ventrue vampires usually choose their progeny from mortals familiar with power, wealth, and influence. This is very true. As I said, they're very much the money orientated one, and money is power. And in the Dark Ages setting, which is more like a medieval sort of setting, they actually were more like kings and knights, so it just goes to show that how the power and influence have changed through the eons. Seeing themselves as rightful leaders of vampire society, Kindred of Clan Ventrue take up the mantle of leadership wherever possible, often in the form of high positions in Camarilla courts. As we talked already, they are usually the prince. You may find them as a seneschal, which is like the right-hand man. You'll have the primogen, of course, the primogen being representatives of each of the clans, so you'll have a representative of Ventrue, or the Toreador, the Tremere, etc. and so forth. A little niggle, but clan in referring to the Vampire Clan and Vampire the Masquerade is a capital C. Little niggle. Playing as a Ventrue. Ventrue are blue-blooded tyrants who incite obedience in both their allies and their foes. Using the discipline of presence and dominate, they can mesmerize as well as awe their prey. Mesmerizing is referring to dominate here, and awe is with presence, which is sort of like a supernatural aura that make everybody love or hate them. So they can manipulate and gaslight girl boss, just with less the fun. Feeding builds up fortitude, allowing the Ventrue to soak up more damage in case any enemy is powerful enough to resist their force of will. Okay, so that's how they're treating fortitude. Doesn't work like that. It's like its own separate discipline. In older editions of Vampire the Masquerade, what you do, you put more points into fortitude, and that will just allow you to soak up damage when you roll to resist damage. In V5, it allows you to have certain like enhanced abilities. One of them increases your health permanently by 1. One of them makes it more difficult for the superficial damage to come through, etc. and so forth. So it's not connected to feeding per se, but that phrase, feeding builds up fortitude, does very much focus in the more action-orientated style play. So you'll be fighting off with, I don't know, hand-to-hand combat, presence and dominate, and you'll be feeding as you're going, like trying and building up, well, your defense. So it's actually encouraging you a lot more to be going into headfirst to battle, which I have to say is very un-Ventrue. We've seen how most of them works with use of dominate, but again, the powers that they have shown us are very powerful versions of that, with the exception of Cloud Men, which is like a level 1 or 2 power. I can't quite remember. It's been a while since I've looked at the V5 core book, admittedly, but mass manipulation and terminal decree are like right up there. And yeah, it makes sense for an elder vampire to have those at the get-go, or at least that's what's been implied here. I'd imagine that you would have to work your way up a bit more to get those powers. I hope. When you choose your clan, you'll start with passive ability unique to each clan. You can unlock abilities from the ability tree starting with your chosen clan. Makes sense. Each ability requires spending ability points to unlock, which are earned from completing missions, combat, and exploration. I mean, they could have just called that experience points, you know, just to tie that more to the TTRPG, but of course this is RPG second and action first. At the peak of the ability tree, you can unlock the clan perk, a reward to those dedicated enough to unlock all the abilities for the clan, giving a permanent passive upgrade. How very action orientated. So I'm hazarding a guess that this is the tree thing that we've got going on, or this is much of the showing. Flesh of Marble, which is fortitude. Feeding hardens your skin, making you highly resistant to damage. So this is the passive ability as that's highlighted. So we start off with the passive ability, which is unique to us, which makes sense because we are the only ones in Bloodlines 2 presently that has access to fortitude. Cloud Memory is dominate, cause a target to forget you were there, putting them in a relaxed state. Possession possesses an opponent, allowing you to see through their eyes for a period. While possessed, the target can be commanded to attack another person. So it seems rather limited in what you can do, so it's not like Dishonored, where you can like... Actually, Dishonored doesn't allow you to attack for people, it just allows you to move around or whatever. It's a little better, I suppose. So yeah, we are jumping straight to the fucking high ones here, because Possession, Terminal Decree, and Mass Manipulation are all like level 4 and 5 with V5. Terminal Decree, use your powers to dominate to command someone to kill themselves. Now, I'm assuming that it's obviously going to be scaled with the powers, like, say that, hypothetically speaking, that's going to cost you 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. and so forth. So you'd have to work a bit more up for it, I suppose. Mass Manipulation subdues enemies within your gaze, preventing them from attacking. Dominate abilities will affect all subdued opponents, while the Mass Manipulation is active. And the clan perk is Resilience, which is back to Fortitude, increases the amount of health restored by feeding. Okay. So yeah, again, very action orientated. There's the trailer. There's the choosing your clan options, which we'll have a look at when the specific trailers are revealed. But that's it. There's a decent trailer. An actually decent sized trailer with some decent mix of social interaction, key characters, use of powers. And actually looks decent as well. It's bravo, you've actually known how to make a fucking trailer. Well done, team. That's actually a bit engaging, and I don't like the Ventrue all that much. They're one of my least favourite clans, even though some of my key favourite Vampire the Masquerade characters are of Clan Ventrue because they break the mould very well. But that actually looks kind of fun to play. We're sort of ending this on a positive note, which I have to say I'm quite surprised. Like, the bar has been set low, and we take a step up. Of course, the other clans might shit all over this, and we may find out that the Day 1 DLC situation gets a lot worse. Anything could fucking happen, but at the moment, this don't look too bad. This is a decent trailer. Good job. Of course, I still can't play it because I don't have the system requirements for it, but it was actually exciting to talk about. Well done. But I could be completely off the mark with this. I could have missed something here, or I could just be too eager to please. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to come into these trailers with an open mind, but I'm genuinely impressed. Well done. You've got a decent trailer. Keyword being decent. We're now bringing it back down to shitty standards. But what do you think about this trailer? Did you enjoy it? Is it good? Bad? Is there anything that I missed? What are your thoughts and opinions about how the Ventrue has been presented? Is there anything with the customization that I missed and didn't clock that might make things really interesting to play as the Ventrue or VTMB2 as a whole? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Now, if this is your first venture into Vampire the Masquerade, and you've heard me mention it being a tabletop role-playing game, you want to learn more about it, I have covered so much information about that on channel. It's kind of what I'm known for, to be honest. I've done lore dives, character creation things, book reviews, and if you want to get started playing straight away, I'm going to leave a whole host of books for you to go and purchase in the description below. Books that I recommend that you will need to go and have lots of fun playing Vampire the Masquerade right now. And if you purchase them with those specific links, I get some of the money back because I'm an affiliate on DriveThruRPG, and that little bit of coinage helps to bring awesome content to you. And it also means that you get content for free and books, so really, it's all in your favour to do all this amazing shit. But if you got those books already and fancy to buy something else or more vampire stuff that I haven't covered in the description below, if you copy the affiliate code that's in the description and paste it into the URL of any product on DriveThruRPG, be it books, PDFs, GM screens, whatever, before you add it to your cart, I get some of the money back that way as well, which is absolutely amazing based pog shit. Now, if you can't do that, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm not going to use Dominate to force you either. It's just a use of presence to suggest that you go and do that, because I know times are hard on all of us and things are just going to get harder financially as we go down this shitty road. But if you can do that, that's great. If you can't, that's also fine. But what you should definitely do regardless is give the video a little cheeky little thumbs up, subscribe to the Lord by Night channel, and share this video with any and everyone who loves what I do. And I'll see you on the next upload, whatever that may well be for you. And until next time, farewell.